Okay, well, we've been doing a little bit more to the petter. Just little odd jobs really. Sorting out a few things, just had another little tidy up of the old workshop. Before we start talking about the petter again, just going to have a little bit of a sort of project update if you like. Had the old ZZ out for a run today. You probably remember quite a while back we put an original coil in the engine that I got off of eBay fairly cheaply, and actually turned out to be a good coil. We've also went through the carburetor again today, made a nice new gasket for it so it doesn't leak around there anymore. Pretty pleased with that. Still got the drip to sort out at the bottom, but that's just a good bolt that needs to be put in there. But anyway, we started her up, still can't get it running right, and I've now put that down to the needle valve, which is in the back of the carburetor here, which has a ridge in it, a groove, where it's been screwed in too tightly, and that basically, what that does is it leaves a ring around the needle and it makes it impossible to get the right setting from there on. So it's a new needle valve time, but before I order a new needle valve, again that's going to take a while to find, so we're not going to see much of this again for a while. I might give just going over the original needle valve with a piece of fine emery paper to try and get rid of the groove and leave it nice and flat again, which might make it a bit easier to get a bit of a better mixture to get it running right. It's very critical. In the tune-up manual, this screw, the actual needle valve here, is between 1 and 1 1/4 turns out. That's quite fine adjustment really for these. And the same with the actual idle jet here. That's in good condition, that should work fine. I just can't get proper mixture of the fuel, which is a bit of a bugger at the moment. But anyway, the carburetor seems to be pretty good. We've just got to sort out that needle valve now. Then I think we should be there then, hopefully. The old WNB is in a bit of a sorry state at the moment. That's still waiting on a fairly long list of parts, if I'm honest. We still need to get front and back oil seals for this, and we need a new needle valve for that as well. That's hen's teeth, those needle valves, very expensive. But yeah, so that's a project that's on the sidelines at the moment. We actually brought another one of these. I think it was a 5S, which isn't a bad engine either. We got that as just basically bits. It's missing its flywheel and that, but we've got a good coil from that. We've also got some oil seals from that we are going to try in this. Obviously the carburetor was missing, which is a bit of a bugger if I'm brutally honest, because I was really banking on having a carburetor, but it didn't have one, so we haven't got another needle valve. But anyway, we've got spare rings now, spare valves, spare crank. We've also got the spare kickstart assembly, which is great, because the one on this is actually cracked. So yeah, we should be able to get somewhere with that now. The old Toro 19-inch 3.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton on this, which we were doing the rebuild series on, which came to an abrupt halt. I think I said in a couple of videos back, I had lots of laptop issues at the moment. Hard drive failed. Got a replacement but got sent the wrong one, so I've got to send that back. But anyway, I was recovering stuff off of it, but didn't recover the videos of this. This is all together and running now, but we have a lot of the rebuild videos still to catch up on. So hopefully I can get a cheapy laptop cradle and I'll be able to get the rest of the videos of this off, and then we could upload those in one big chunk. Yeah, catch up on that. What else we got in here? That site that we never made a video on. We do have videos of that as well. That's a long time ago now. About 2010 we started taking that to bits and never really got anywhere with it. The old Suffolk pony motor. It's way down in here somewhere. It's covered again. Anyway, the old Suffolk pony motor is down there. We've got a little bit of a problem with that as well. Couldn't get that running very nicely. But the main problem is I didn't split the crankcase halves, and I really should have done that, because that's really come back and bit me now. We have some grit down the bore that we're going to have to address, so that needs to come completely apart again. Need to do a proper job of that. We've also got the Jap Model O back there. It's been a long time since you've seen a video on that. That's still the only thing holding that back is mounting it, and the actual intake manifold, which is still broken. But I have an idea for that, so we should do that when we get to it. But anyway, back to the real reason of the video, the old PEA. Just found whilst we were sorting out the old governor arm, and we just got that next to the one that Make Do and Mend One kindly made for me, and you can see how much trouble I was going to have with this governor arm. It's just so bent out of shape around here, really rusty as well, quite thin in places, so good to have that replaced, if I'm honest. That should give us nice control over the governor. That was going to give me issues. Anyway, what else have we done? I've actually got 2 coats of red oxide primer on the block at the moment. That can have 1 more coat of red oxide, be sanded back, and have a top coat now soon. We've also got a coat of black around the back and the sides of the cowling. Still got to do the front side. I had it tipped over to get at the back nicely and easily. We've also painted, can't really see it in the light, but we've got 1 coat of red oxide on the centre of the flywheel now. We're leaving the rim not painted all the way down, and hopefully whilst it's running we'll be able to shine that up a little bit. Anyway, that's where we are at the moment. Got a nice warm tea here and mug I got for Christmas, which I shall drink. Oh, that was it. Whilst moving the engine this morning, I rattled her about a bit and the old camshaft fell out. I was really hoping not to disturb that, because the timing marks are not too clear on these engines. But anyway, we're going to have a go at removing some other bits and pieces from the back now that we've knocked out the cam, and then we can give this whole back a nice clean out then. That all rides on obviously getting the old governor off. That's a bit of a job, bit of a faff. We might not bother with that, we might just clean up what we can. We've also cleaned up the petrol tank, tested it for leaks. Everything seems to be fine, tap works fine, everything's pretty good actually. Yeah, not too bad. Obviously got some pitting to the outside, but it's not a problem, should be fine. A couple of small dents around the top here, but other than that there's actually no major dents in the tank at all. Probably notice in this bracket arrangement here, this is the engine's original mounting bracket, and then somebody has welded on this additional piece. Not really sure why, but you're probably wondering why I haven't chopped that off and bent this around and got it all mounting back to how it is original. This is the sort of thing I like to see on these old engines. It's where somebody has improvised, you know, something's gone wrong with this bracket. For whatever reason, they've gone to the trouble of making this new bracket here and welded it on there. That's the sort of thing I like to see on these engines. A little bit of the original bodging that kept them going, you know, instead of scrapping the old thing. They actually remounted the petrol tank and got it going again. That's the sort of things I like to see. Like the old LD1, instead of sticking any old manky fuel tank on there, somebody actually made a whole new brass bottom for it out of sheet brass and soldered it on there. That's the sort of thing I like to see anyway. Got a bit of that everywhere. On most of the engines it's got a bit of old farmer bodgery. But anyway, that's the sort of stuff we like to see. So we've left that on there, primed over that. That'll be how it stays. Yeah, pretty impressed with that fuel tank actually. No leaks. Inside is pretty clean, only minor crud in there that we've washed out. Yeah, the rest of it should be fine. Shouldn't have any problems there. Anyway, that's the old fuel tank. Like I was saying, the old cam fell out. There's only one marking on there, and that's the letter R, so I would assume that that letter R lines up with maybe this dot, or maybe, oh no, there's another R right there on that tooth. Must line up with that. then that dot must line up with a corresponding dot on the actual governor assembly there. Anyway, that shouldn't be too much of a faff. We should be able to get that back in there. Yeah, not really too bad. Oh, well, that brings us nicely on to the last bit of this video now. We started work on the old Petters trolley. Fairly simplest looking design. We've got a couple of bits of 4x2 lengths going on there. We just made some homemade wooden pillow box. They're drilled all the way through. Then nut and bolted 2 nuts, lock nuts as well. They shouldn't move anyway. We've got nice long coach bolts going through here. Yeah, pretty substantial trolley. Sump is already bolted on there. That needs to come off obviously. It's just to get it all aligned and drilled out. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. It's not looking too bad. Got the old Petters plaque on there. You might notice at the moment we've only got 3 wheels on our wagon. Yeah, we've already got 3 of these wheels at the moment. I was hoping to find a 4th one of these to match, but it actually looks like I'm going to be able to get a set of slightly smaller wheels, 6-inch, but we'll do the same job. We'll lower the height of the trolley down a little bit as well. For the same price as buying one of these wheels, and even that one 8-inch wheel won't be a direct match to these ones, unfortunately. I'm going to hold off for a little while. The trolley isn't desperately needed at the moment, so we're going to give it a bit more time to hopefully find another one of these 8-inch wheels. Flat plastic centres, black, no design to them. That's what we're hoping to find. But if not, we can buy a set of 6-inch ones for, I think they're a tenner, which isn't too bad really. Right, anyway, that just about concludes this video. We'll have a bit of a better video when we get a bit more done on the Petter. We haven't really got much done since the last video. We've been faffing with a few other things. But yeah, that's where we're at. Guess you could say, after a bit of painting, bit of assembly, we're not too far off of getting the old girl running. But we're a little bit away yet. Yeah. I'll have another faff with that ZZ tomorrow, which is why I put it there now instead of over there. Anyway, we're going to do this last little bit of tidying up in the workshop. Maybe edit this video ready to upload in the morning. Won't upload it tonight. Just going to settle up for a bit of theory reading up in my room before I go to bed. Get that theory test booked. Get the old driving done. Anyway, that's where we are at the moment. Thanks for watching.